What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Stefan here from App Stuff, and in today's video, we are going to be going over how to add a custom font to your iOS application with SwiftUI. So I have an app here that I've built, guys. It's a dating app called Arrange. It's currently live in the App Store. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description to this video. We have a custom font known as Poppins being used in this app everywhere we have any sort of text display. So we're going to be going over how to implement that into our Xcode project and add a custom modifier to make it super simple to integrate this custom font into our project. So guys, first off, go ahead and get a new Xcode project opened up, or an existing one if you like. I have my project directory organized here. I have this app folder for my app file, content views in the core folder. We also have this empty extensions folder, and we're going to be adding some code here to get our custom font working. And then I also have a resources folder where my assets are, and we're actually going to start this video off now by downloading our custom font and placing it into this resources folder. So the link for this download is in the description of this video, guys. Thankfully, Google has a bunch of custom fonts that we can download into our project as like a rich text file download. So this gives you a preview of what all of the different fonts look like. And like I said, the link is in the description, guys. You can go to fonts.google.com and really just grab any sort of font that you want. And we're going to say get font here. And we're just going to say download all. So I just downloaded it. And next up, I'm going to bring up my Finder, go to my downloads file, and I'm going to drop this into my Xcode project. So it's downloaded as a zip file. Guys, make sure you just go ahead and unzip that, and we are going to go and drop this into our Xcode project. So I'm going to go here, and in this resources folder, just drag that in there, and we're going to say copy files to destination, finish, and I'm just going to call this Poppins. And guys, if you drop down, you guys will notice that we have all of these font files here now. So this is what they should look like. Right? These are all of the different configurations of our Poppins font. And now that we have these downloaded into our project, we are actually going to have to hop over to our info plist and sort of register the fonts that we are going to want to use in our app, so that when we try to reference a custom font with like a SwiftUI modifier, it knows what files to reference and ultimately how to render the font. So go to your project folder up here, guys. In the general tab is what you should see. Then go over to the info tab, and we are going to add a field to our info property list. We can just go ahead and hit plus here. And guys, go ahead and start typing out fonts provided by application. Okay. And now this is where we are going to supply the application with the fonts that we want to use. So we're going to use a couple different ones. 4 in particular. You guys can use as many or as little as you want. Guys, here we are going to type out the name of the font that we want to use. So I'm going to say poppins-semibold.ttf for that text file. And then I'm going to add another one, and it's going to be called poppins-regular.ttf. And that's, we could get away with just that for now, but you guys could add as many or as little of these as you want. Obviously, we need regular and then semi-bold as well. Those are the two most common ones, but you guys could add italics, full bold, bold italic, extra bold, anything that you want. Just make sure that the name that you type in here under this fonts provided by application item matches up directly with the font name in your project directory over here. All right, guys, so now that we have all of our files set up, we're going to hop into this extensions file and actually start writing some code. But before we do that, make sure you guys check out the website at stefancodes.com if you are serious about taking your iOS development skills to the next level. We have a bunch of amazing courses that you guys can get access to, everything from pro app clones that build real-world projects to fundamentals if you're just starting out or want to further develop your fundamental skills with things like intermediate and advanced fundamentals. So make sure you guys check the website out. We also have our newest tier of courses, which is Pro Plus courses led by myself as an ex-Meta engineer that teaches you guys how to build production-ready applications that can handle millions of users. And if you guys want unlimited access to all of the pro content and fundamentals courses, you can get a membership that will cost you less than a coffee a day, guys. So for just that low monthly cost, you can get access to all of that content. It's over 1,000 hours of content, and it's thousands of dollars worth of material, and you guys can cancel anytime. And if you guys just want app templates that come ready to go out of the box, we have an app template section here. And these are just ready-made source code files that you guys can easily customize yourself and start tweaking to your own liking and customizations if you guys are serious about launching products to the App Store and want a great starter template for things like dating apps or messaging apps or social media apps like Instagram and Threads and TikTok and stuff like that. So now that we've gone over that, guys, let's go ahead and hop back into our project. So go ahead and create a new extension, guys, and we're going to create a Swift file here, and it's going to be called SwiftUI plus font. So that's typically how I like to name my extensions. This is an extension on SwiftUI and in particular on the font class. So we're going to say extension SwiftUI plus font. We need to import SwiftUI, and we're going to start this off by saying extension on font. And essentially what this is going to allow us to do is every time I say like dot font on a text modifier, guys, I'll be able to go here and then say like dot poppins. And that will allow me to render my custom font. So here's how we're going to do that. We're going to create a static function, and it's going to be called poppins. And it's going to return a font. And we're just going to go here and we're going to say return font.custom. And guys, you'll notice that my autocomplete is pretty smart here. It's going to automatically populate that font name with poppins-regular. So let's go ahead and make the size maybe 16. And this is going to render my poppins regular font. So we'll add the ability here in just a second to either render a regular or semi-bold or whichever font we want to use. But here's sort of how this is going to work, guys. So in our resources folder, we have this poppins regular file name. It's right down here. So our system is going to say, hey, that's the font we're trying to render. This is the file. And we also have that in our info plist as well. So let's see. Yes, fonts provided by application. Go here. And this name poppins-regular should match up. So these are the font names that we need to use. This is the file associated with that font name. And now we have an extension on our font object that will allow us to render that font. So let's go ahead and test this out. So if we go to content view, guys, let's delete this image. We don't need that. I'll be able to go here now and say dot font, right? And then I'm going to say dot poppins, and that will render my poppins font. So you guys will notice that that is our poppins font now, right? Like if I comment this out, it will go back to the system font, right? And if I comment it back in, it's now rendering my custom font. You guys should be able to see that slight change there. So this is looking pretty good. This is our custom function that we just wrote. So you guys should be able to see how that works, right? It's an extension on font. So we're going to say dot font, and then inside of that, we say dot poppins. And this is our extension that we wrote right here. So guys, next up, we obviously want to be able to render different types of fonts here. We don't want to just constrain this to poppins-regular. We might want to use semi-bold or italic or light or medium, right? Anything that we have here. And then we also are going to want custom sizing and font weights and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and see how we can do that. So up here, we're going to say that we need a font style, which is our font.textstyle. And if we wanted to, we could give this like a default value of any one of these guys here. We could say body, callout. These are all of the system text style components that we see here, guys. So we could default it to body if we want to. And then we're going to create a font weight input parameter as well, which is going to be weight, and it will default to regular, right? So we know that if we don't supply any of these input parameters, it will always just render a body regular style font. And now when we go into our font.custom, guys, we're going to need to replace this hard-coded string with something that corresponds to these input parameters that we pass in. So I'm going to create an enum to help us do that. So let's create an enum called custom font, and it's going to be a string, and we're going to say case regular, which is equal to our poppins-regular. And then we're going to say case semi-bold is equal to poppins-semi-bold. So these are the two fonts that I have integrated into the app right now in my info plist, guys. But like I said, you could utilize all of these font types here. You could add italic, whatever. You would just add them to this enum case and make sure that you also add them to the info plist as well. But we're just going to be utilizing these two. And then guys, we are going to initialize this with a weight. So here's why. We're going to go and say we want a font.weight to initialize this guy. And we're going to say switch weight. And I'm just going to say case.regular, self equals .regular, and case.semibold, self equals .semibold. So this is the SwiftUI font weight object here, guys, and we are going to make sure that we pass that in when we initialize this enum. So if I say, hey, I want to use a regular weight, then that's going to correspond to Poppins regular, not popular. And then if I want to use a semi-bold weight, I'm going to use this guy. And you guys would notice if I were to say like case dot, thin, I could use Poppins dash thin or whatever it may be, right? And we're just going to go here and say default, guys, that self is equal to dot regular, because we're not going to be switching through all of the different font weights. And now we're going to utilize this enum when we initialize our custom font to correspond with the weight that is passed in. So check this out. We are going to go here and delete this raw string, and I'm going to say custom font with my weight, and I'm going to say font weight, and we're going to say dot raw value, right? So that looks good. So to break this down, guys, we are going to initialize this custom font enum, and with whatever weight we pass in here, it could be regular, it could be dot semi-bold. We are then going to pass that along to this enum and use that to initialize it. This way, we will render the correct Poppins font based on the font weight that is passed in. So now let's go ahead and see if we can do that. If I go to content view, I could now pass in a font weight of, let's say, dot semi-bold, and we notice that that will render as semi-bold, guys. But I believe if I do like bold, it won't do anything, right? And that's because we are not actually utilizing the Poppins-bold font file. We only have semi-bold integrated in this example. So that will show you how you can integrate or add a semi-bold Poppins font, guys. And just to sort of reiterate how that works, if we go to our SwiftUI font, we passed in a font weight and we said we wanted semi-bold. So then we initialize our custom font with that font weight. It says, hey, you passed in semi-bold, so I'm going to render the Poppins-semi-bold font. And it is always in this size 16. So this is a hard-coded value that we want to get rid of, because obviously we want to be able to implement different font sizes. So guys, what we're going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this extension in here on font.textstyle. And these are all of the values corresponding to, or the font sizes corresponding to these system font style or text styles. So when it's large title, we're going to do 34. When it's title, we're going to do a font size of 30. So guys, up here, we can now say font style dot size, because we wrote this extension here. So whatever font style we pass in, if it's body, we're going to render a font size of 16. If it's headline, we'll render a font size of 18. So let's go ahead and see how this works now. You guys could pause the video and just type this out. I could now pass in, let's see, dot Poppins, font style, font weight. I could say dot large title, and I want semi-bold. And check that out. Looks awesome, right? And if I were to say here dot regular here, it'll change to regular. I could also delete that and just use the default value of regular, guys. So that goes to show you just how easy it is to implement a custom font into your app. And I think using those extensions is the best way of doing that. This is a super clean implementation here. So now everywhere you guys have text, you could just say dot font, dot Poppins, and customize it however you want. And we can use all of the system text styles, and we have all of these sizes corresponding to how big we want that font to be. And you guys could customize this to do whatever you want. When it's large title, you could make it like 36 or 40 or whatever it is you want. And then we also use all of the system font weights and render our fonts in accordance with the font weight that we pass in. And that goes back to using these files here that we downloaded into our resources folder. So that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching this one. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.